Hi, I'm Rita Barakat, and I teach a lot of mixed media classes. Over the years, I've had so many people ask me, can you teach me how to draw like you draw? And I was thinking, I don't really want to teach you just how to draw how I draw. I want you to draw the way you can draw. But I will tell you that I did create some stencils that will help you along the way, and I want to show you how they work. So, okay, let's take a look. All right, so here's my counter here, and I've got 3 different stencils, and this group is in my Etsy shop, and it's called So You Say You Can't Draw, and they're face stencils because I think the face is one of the hardest things to master, and people get very intimidated by them. So I'm just going to show you really quickly how easy it is to just take one of my stencils, and I'm taking a mechanical pencil, which is important because you want to have a small lead and a very sharp point, and I'm just filling in the lines to my stencils. I've created them so that it will be super duper easy for you to just go through, fill in the lines, connect the lines, and then have your drawing of a face. Now the eyebrows, I am drawing these lines here, but I will tell you they're just a guide, but we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I'm just making sure I have all of my lines filled in before I pick up the stencil. Of course, this is just a tool. So if there's something you want to change up, and my hope is that eventually you wouldn't need a stencil, but if you need it, here it is. Okay, so I'm filling in all these lines with a pencil. One of the things that I do include on my face stencil is some type of just a little something something. Like this one has a flower, and it has 3 flowers over here, and that's up to you. You can use it if you want there or not use it. You are not going to hurt my feelings one way or another, but it's there if you want to. It's just a bonus because it's just kind of something that I do with my drawings. I just always add a little somewhere in all of my drawings. There will be a little something that's just an extra, that's just a bonus that I put there. Whether it's a star or a heart or a little flower, just for fun. Okay, so if you want to check, and a good way to check to see if you hit all your lines is pick up that stencil while you're still got your hand still holding onto it. And it looks like we have them all except for the flowers, which I was choosing just not to use the flowers this time. All right, so now we can go through and just connect our lines. Now, there's different purposes for this, okay? One, the more that you do this, you will memorize, your hand will memorize where the parts of the face go, okay? And it doesn't have to be exactly the same every time because we all know that everybody has different size noses, different size eyes, all kinds of things like that. So I'm just connecting my lines, you know, making sure that I like what they look like. You know, sometimes I do it sketchy, you know, because sometimes I have a steady hand and sometimes I don't. So if I am feeling like I don't really feel like I have a steady hand, I would do like what I'm doing right now, is just kind of sketching those lines in there, instead of trying to do it with a solid line. And it looks like I forgot, I missed a couple things here. But that's okay, we're just gonna fill it in. Well, we're gonna do the best we can because this is about learning, right? So I'm doing these lines and filling in my spaces. And going over here. And the beauty about this is, one, we're doing it with a pencil. So if there's anything that you don't like or you want to change, you can just erase it, right? That area and change it up. But the other thing that you can do is, you know, kind of fill in those areas where you're like, oh, it should connect, or, you know, maybe you want to add to it. Maybe she has big hair, maybe she has little hair, you know, I leave that up to you. We're just kind of we're going to give her a big hair. So now you're going to have to go through and kind of ad-lib her hair. Okay, now we've got down to these eyebrows. Now, I want you to remember that these are just guidelines, because you know what? I don't know anybody that has 2 straight lines for eyebrows, or 2 thick lines for eyebrows. So don't just take a marker and go whoop, whoop, because yeah, we don't want her to look like that. We don't want her to look like she's got painted on eyebrows. We want eyebrows have little hairs. The other thing that this stencil doesn't have is eyelashes, and they are super easy. Just think about doing little, like little moons or little C's. You know, start at that eyelid there. Oops, actually we probably should start it here, down here. Okay, and make little C's, and you're going all the way up, because this is our eyelid. And just make sure that they're curved, because they look really odd when they're just straight. All right, so this one curves this way, and this one curves this way. You know, and they don't all have to be exactly the same height. But it's just easier if you are starting at that eyelid line and adding there. And let's do some ones on the bottom. And I'm not even starting all the way at the corner. You see that? I'm starting, you know, a little bit, not quite halfway, maybe a quarter of a way. And just make those little flicks, making those hairs, those little eyelashes. And there you have it. Simple. Anybody can do this. You can do this. I know that you can. I've seen so many people, I've taught with these in classes, and I've seen so many people be absolutely successful doing these with my So You Say You Can't Draw stencils. And there are 3 in a pack. They are on my Etsy shop. My name is Rita Barakat, and I am at ritabarakat.com, and you can also subscribe here to my channel, as well as find me on Etsy in my shop, and I will put the link in a little bit. Okay, thanks for watching.